Y'all, MU7 here back with another video. So today I'll be going over my Xeno Trunks budgeted deck list, right? Now, of course, I was inspired by a lot of the black players in the DBS community, but I myself is a black player. Wait, what? You know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. Quit playing.
I'm just up in my sway. Stay in my bag, I got plenty for days. Chief and that Zod don't come with no haze. Jewelry all on me, it's wet like a tray. Addicted to pay. Know all the steppers, no kidding in play. Look at my team, see all of us made. Came a long way for minimum wage. Hey.
Alright guys, so here's my Xeno Trunks budgeted deck profile. Shout out to all the Xeno Trunks players out there. And let's get to it. Alright, so on the front side we have Activate Main. It says choose one black card in your hand, send it to your warp, draw 2 cards. When your life is at 4 or less, or there are 5 or more sand cards in your warp, you may draw 1 card, switch up to one of your energy to active mode, and flip this card over. Next, on the awakened side, it's a blocker. Auto, when this card attacks, draw 2 cards. Then choose 1 card in your hand, send to your warp. Auto, once per turn, when your opponent attacks in unison, switch this card to active mode. Activate Main, once per turn, Spirit Boost. Place 2 battle cards from your warp in their owner's drop area. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and send to his owner warp. That's actually a really powerful skill, to be honest with you. Alright, let's get on to the cards. This is 60 cards, I believe, but it's definitely, it's definitely 60 for sure. I think so. It's not 61, I promise. Alright, first we have 4 Supreme of the Time opposing the Empire. Auto, if your lead card is black, Xeno Trunks, and it's your turn. When a battle card is played from your ward, draw 1 card, add a marker to this card. Activate Main. If your lead card is black sand card, send up to 3 cards from the top of your deck to your ward. So you definitely want to have 4 of these in a set, in the deck, because when you tap 2, I mean, you can awaken on turn 2, turn 3 actually, depending on how many cards you have in your ward. But it's definitely a turn 3 awakening for sure. Some people tell me 2, but I guess it just varies on matchup. But I know for a fact you want to definitely try to get this at 2 on turn 2. Next we have 4 Trunks Duty of the Time Patrol. When this card is played, look at the top 5 cards on top of your deck. Add up to 1 black sand card with energy cost of 4 or less, or 1 black unison card with energy specific cost of 2 among them to your hand and shuffle your deck. So you want to add a sand card or add the Supreme card Time opposing the Empire. Of course, we have the basic Son Goku, Challenging Demon Guy. When this card is played from your hand, draw 1 card. It's also a 1-drop. You can also use it for Union Fusion. Next, I run the one of Son Goku Sand Transcendence. It's EX Evolve, Xeno Evolve, tap 1 energy. You put this over the 1-drop Goku or the following Fighting Spirit. If you have any non-black cards in any areas from your deck, hand, or life, you can't play this card from your area. If you have 3 or less energy, you can't play this card from any area. Once per turn, shoot up to 4 black battle cards in your warp, place them in your drop area. But yeah, it's the one of that. It's Goku, and I wanted to EX Evolve. Plus, they don't really make this type of foil text with these cards on it, so I wanted to play it. Next, we have 3 Son Goku True Fighting Spirit. For those of you who don't know, this card was limited. You're going to play 1 on the board at a time. You literally can't have more than 1. You can only have 1 on the field. His auto is add 1 card from your life to your hand. When this card attacks, it gains plus 10k for the power. And then auto, once per turn, if your lead card is a black sand card. When your opponent activates a counter skill, they choose 1 card in hand and send it to their warp. So they activate a counter, they warp a card. This card is actually really good. Next we have 3 Vegeta Fighting Spirits. You can add 1 life to your hand, gain plus 10k. And of course, your opponent use any energy, anything outside of Awaken to switch up their energy. They have to send 1 card from their hand and send it to their warp. The card is really good. Next, we have 1 Son Goku Catch Our Premonition. It's a unique double strike. When your opponent adds a card from their deck to their hand, using not only the skill, this card gain plus 10k to the end of your next turn. And he's double strike. It's crazy. Next, we have Vegeta Catastrophic Premonition. He's unique crit. When your opponent plays a battle card, energy cost greater than their current energy. Using the skill, this card gain plus 10 power into the end of your turn. And he's unique. Like I said earlier, he's crit too, so it's a powerful card. All right, now we get into the warping, warping. All right, next we run. Is it 3? Oh wait, it's right there. Next we run 4 Son Goten Challenging Demon God. Of course, when this card is played, send 3 cards on top of your deck to your warp. Activate Main. You can tap 1, place card from the warp, and when it's played, he gains crit. So basically, if you swing or send a card to warp, draw 2 cards. You definitely want to focus on the cards that you get back from warp. Next we run Sun Goten Challenger Demon God. When he's played, you send the top 3 cards from top of your deck to your warp, and you can play this from your warp. Activate main, tap 1. You can actually play as many of these as you want to. So imagine having 4 blockers on board. Next up we have Sun Goten Time Patrol Charity. I shout out to Isaiah Herring. He's one of the GOATs in the DBS card game, and I remember him mentioning that, because you warp a lot, you want to at least have 5 or more cards in your warp. You want to use these super combos, and these actually really slept on. But yeah, when you draw, you combo, you draw a card. So you run 4 super combos. Next we run 3 of the SS3 Trunks Challenging the Guide. If you have 10 more black cards in your warp, this card gains double strike. You limit 1 spirit boost, and you can play this card from your warp. But you also have to have 3 more energy too, so keep that in mind. Next we have Super Saiyan God Trunks Power Awakening, deflect dual attack. Of course, if he's removed from the battle area, he's removed from the game. When this card attacks, play up to 3 battle cards from your warp and the owner's drop. So you also get to recycle your drop area when you want to go into warping. Activate main if your leader card is black and there are 8 or more cards in your warp area. Play this card from your warp. It's a really good card. Next we have Trunks Time Regulator. This helps with recycling, so that way you can warp and play this card. When you play this card, use an Overwhelm, draw 2 cards, and choose 1 card in your hand and send it to your warp. This is actually one of my favorite Overwhelm cards. I don't know why. Next we run 2 Max Saiyan Brainwash No More. You can Overwhelm and play this for 6 and send up to 3 black battle cards from your warp in your drop area. Activate battle. You tap 1 black energy, and if your leader card is black and you discard this card from your hand, play 1 card from your life in your drop, and your leader card doesn't take damage for the battle. So imagine getting Victory Strike. Nah, I don't want to get Victory Strike, even though I like to do it to people. Bardock Fully Unleashed. Overwhelm 5. When you play this card using Overwhelm, choose all your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 6 or more and send them to the warp area. So you're getting rid of those 8 drops on the field, those big ones. This is actually one of my favorite Overwhelm cards as well in the Super Saiyan 4. SS4 Goku Beyond All Limits. If your leader card is black, when this card is played using Overwhelm, add up to 1 black battle card with energy cost between 3 and 7 from your warp to hand. So you definitely want to use the Xeno, get the SS3 Gogeta. Next we run 4 Pan Challenging the Demon God. This is basically a topo, a red topo, a green Majin Buu, but this is a black version of it. When this card is played, when your opponent attacks, they must choose 2 cards in their hand and discard them. So it's really defensive. Next we have SS Bardock the Tenacious. It should be Super Saiyan 2 Bardock the Tenacious, but teach your own. Overwhelm, tap 1 energy, Overwhelm 6. When this card is played using Overwhelm, your opponent can only attack with battle cards once during their next turn. Auto, when this card is played, you can't play hypes of this card during your next turn. So they can only attack with 1 battle card. This is actually a really good card. And there's also a rare too from set 11. That's so crazy. Next we have our quote unquote SER Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta Adorning the Dark Empire. Unique Double Strike Overwhelm for 1 black energy, Union Fusion for 1 black energy, Son Goku Xeno and Vegeta Xeno. You can choose battle cards in your warp when choosing cards to use with this card's union skill from your hand. If you do, place the chosen cards from your warp in your drop area. So when this card attacks, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and send it to his owner's warp. And it's actually really cool because that way you can use this and then also go into other Overwhelm cards late game. Next we have SS4 Gogeta During the Dark Empire. He's a triple attack blocker. While this card's in rest mode, he can't be KO'd by opponent's skills. Of course, you can negative Emperor's Death Beam, even though it's 30k. Auto, once per turn, when this card attacks, your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand and 2 of their battle cards, ignoring barrier, and send them to the owner's warp. At the end of the turn, switch this card to active mode. Activate main. Tap 4 energy. Choose 1 Son Goku Xeno and 1 Vegeta Xeno card in your battle area or drop area and send them to their owner's warp. Let's play this card from hand. So imagine that. You tap 1, you play this. Then you send that Goku Vegeta to warp and you play this. That's called skills, boy. Next we have 2 Rim of the Gods Crimson Hero Strike. If you leave this card in the energy all black, choose 1 of your cards and it gets plus 10k power for the turn. Then choose 1. If it's your turn, Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost greater than their current energy and send it to his owner's war. If it's your opponent's turn, draw one card, then place up to 3 cards from top of your deck into your drop. This deck wants you to get your drop area full so you can warp. You understand me? Last but not least, we have 3 supportive Dark Empires. If your leader card is mono black, negate the attack, and play 1 Demon Rub Soldier token against blocker. If your life is at 5 or less, you can activate this card's kind of skill from your hand by adding a card from your life to your hand instead of paying this energy cost. And some other suggestions, of course, like I would replace the 1-drop Goku if I have the extra 1-drop for another one, or replace the extra Super Saiyan Goku Transcendence for another Vegeta. I mean, but 3 and 3 is still fine. But yeah. Well, guys, that is it for the deck list. I did have some other cards I wanted to add to the deck or just mess around with. So I had 2 Super Kamehamehas, 1 SS4 Gogeta Prismatic Burst, 3 Dark Power Black Mass Saiyans, and 3 Birth of the Crimson Hero. And I have a Mirror Creator Absorber. I just can't find it. I think it's in one of my other decks. But anyway, guys, that'll be it. So be sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Wait, don't go just yet. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at EvanU7Glover. And don't worry, I'll follow back. Bye.